Owning a home is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. And when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. That's why HomeServe exists. For as little as $4.99 a month, you'll always have someone to call. A trusted professional ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
Hey there, I'm your host, Tisha Michelle, and welcome to #Certified, where you will leave enlightened, empowered, and inspired to live a life of authenticity. Let's go. Welcome back to #Certified. I'm your host, Tisha Michelle. I am so excited, guys. I am back from my 7-day cruise. That cruise was amazing. So this is my second cruise going on, but definitely my first time going to St. Martin, going to Puerto Rico, and going to Haiti. And all three of them was dope, but I would probably say like my favorite was Haiti, like for sure. So during this cruise, I took back so much from the cruise, and I wanted to share, some of that with you guys, if that's okay, right? So number one, I highly suggest that you guys all take a cruise, right? Just take a cruise, whether it's 3, 5, or 7 days. I would say 5 or more. Like, it's just something about being on the water, but it's also, man, they pamper the heck out of you. And I was on some normalness out on the cruise. I was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then in between getting snacks and stuff, the food was crazy. It was just amazing. But you just get like a lot of, pampering, and you get to meet a lot of different people, from all over the world, and it's like one place, and it's like, yo, we all just lived together for 7 days, and I ain't even going front. Like, I miss everybody. I miss the people that I went on the cruise with, and it was like 42 of us, I believe. But I also miss seeing some of the same people, over and over, like the wait staff and the people that was like, their room was near me, or you seen at the pool or whatever. But just, it was like this big old party. Nah, that's what it was. It was a big old party for 7 days. So again, I highly suggest that, you make it your mission to go on a cruise if you haven't been on one already. Another thing that I took back from there was spending time, like I talked about on the last podcast episode, spending time with like loved ones and friends, and just nurturing those relationships. But I also took back the fact that I don't have to wait for a family reunion to spend time with these people. I'll keep it 100. Some of the people that I went on the cruise with, that I had a great time with, live near me. But, I waited to go and hang out and spend time with them when it was time for the family reunion, So I would definitely encourage all of you guys, go on, do events, plan trips, all that is great. But also don't forget that you can just pick up the phone and just, call them or text them or whatever, and just like, hey, what are you doing, on such and such? Would you like to go get some breakfast or some lunch? Or like, hey, can I come over? No reason behind it. It doesn't have to be an event. It's just like, hey, can I just come over? Or hey, do you want to come over? And y'all just sit, talk, and watch TV, or whatever happens, happens. So I definitely say that I'm going to, really start to do much better, at that, as well, instead of waiting for an event to happen. The other thing that I took back from there was that we got to do better with our water, man. The water over there in the islands was beautiful. Just, cruising through and seeing like the water, and on. Then when we stopped at the different islands and getting in the water, or just, most of the time I was watching the water. I didn't get in the water actually until Haiti, and that was just for a little bit. And that was amazing itself. But it's like, we got to do better here. Like, I mean, when you're cruising and you're getting close, like, you can start to see the transformation of the water, and it's sickening and it's annoying. And seriously, we all have to do better. Makes no sense at all. So I encourage everyone that's listening to this to really think about what can you do individually to help, protect the water, and do that. Another thing that I had kind of like this aha moment while I was on the cruise was, for those that don't know, I am a spiritual teacher as well as a certified hypnotist. And when I was on the cruise, I did a intuitive guidance reading on someone, as well as I did a hypnosis session. And it was just so relaxing. I mean, they're always like when you're doing hypnosis, relaxing and stuff, but it was just something about the energy of being on the water, being on the water and conducting this just, I believe it just magnified it, even more. And then it hit me that was part of my manifestation. Because one of the things that I say is I have it written throughout my house, but I also, I'll say it, occasionally out loud, as well as when I do my gratitude list in the morning and in the evening. I also write this, and I say I travel the world having heartfelt conversations that enlighten, empower, and inspire people to live a life of authenticity, as well as remember their purpose. And then it hit me, and I was like, wow. You've manifested this, and it was cool because I've traveled to the States just recently, like Arizona, and I did a lot of readings in Arizona and a couple of hypnosis sessions. And that was cool because that's part of the travel, but it was something about being, on this cruise and doing that and using my, my natural abilities. And I was like, I just manifested this, but it was interesting because in my mind, I would have never thought that, this travel means that I'm going to be on a cruise and I'm going to be doing this, but it was cool because that was a part of being open, staying open by putting it out there, what it is that you setting your affirmations of what it is that you want to do or you're going to do, but being open to how that looks. And then here it is, boom, I'm on a cruise, and there you go. Having these heartfelt conversations, because that's what it's all about when I'm doing this hypnosis as well as doing readings. They're heart-to-heart conversations, energy, conversations. And I thought that was pretty dope. So I definitely encourage people to state your affirmations and stuff out aloud, write them down, but get clear on what it is that you want. But and I say this, you probably heard me say it before, don't be attached to the outcome or how it's going to happen. Just know that it's going to happen and be open to receive it. And I was definitely open to receive it, and I'm still open to receive much more of this this traveling and having these conversations, right? So we have the cruise, everything is amazing. We had a couple conversations about how some of the people, they're like, oh my God, these people are like crazy or like weird, but laughing. They're not in a bad way about the different people that they're meeting and seeing. And I'm like, when you go on a cruise, like, people are being themselves. They are being authentic, because normally they're walking around like all of us, and at times they're putting on this mask and not knowing, because even though that fear of judgment of, what are people going to think if you do this, or what are people going to say if you act like this. But when people get on a cruise, they're like, I ain't gonna never see these people again, so I'm just gonna have a ball. I'm gonna be silly. I'm gonna be just turned every single day. And it was cool, like, looking around at the different people and seeing like how happy they are and how free they are, and just like even just the energy. And like, I'm empath, so I really feel energy, and the energy just felt great. And just like with different people, just really seeing and feeling like they are really living their best lives. And then I'm like, you know what? We need to live our best lives every day like we on a cruise. Like, we are on a cruise, and it's very possible. It's very possible. What we have to do is start to release from these fears that we have, take the handcuffs off, So I come back from this cruise. I'm not even going to lie. I was saying stuff like, take me back. And then it hit me, and I was like, I need to stop putting that out into the universe. I don't want the universe to take me back. I want to go forward. I want to create new memories. I want new experiences. So I had to like switch, my language up and all. So, I get back, and so I'm going to back up a little bit. So part of the reason that I created this podcast was for people to know that they are certified in themselves by just going through the experience, standing in the storm, and just still knowing that you're going to overcome these obstacles, these detours, these mountains, whatever it is that you want to call it, right? And then also, bring you stories from myself, my experiences, as well as with other people who just are keeping it 100 and being vulnerable and being transparent and putting that information out there. So I'm gonna want to share a little moment of vulnerability, be transparent, whatever, with you guys. So I get back from the cruise, and I already knew that I had some things that I had to, work on, when I get back, or just in general, and I have a big move that's coming up, and I'm not even going front. It's very scary because I'm totally stepping out on faith. It's a calling. It's something that's hard to explain. It's the energy is all around it. And it's just like, boom, I got to make this happen. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know how everything's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. So I've been in little places like this before, but they've just been a lot smaller, right? And I've always just got through it. But this is something that's huge because it affects my whole family, and I'm just stepping out on faith, So I'm human too, guys, and I'm gonna again keep it 100 with you. I'm a little afraid. So the ego starts stepping in, and well, what about this? We getting close to this. Well, what about that? What about that? And I have to keep trying to shut out the noise and basically, just shut out the noise and just like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's still, as well as taking action, but not taking action, but surrendering the need to control the outcome, So it's a lot of different things that's just going on, and I'm just stepping out into this faith, and I'm just not even gonna lie. It's just been scary. And then all of a sudden it was, I guess if you wanted to perceive it, I'm over here once again, doing air quotes, as negative things are just starting to pop up. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I literally had to step back and be like, okay, what am I being taught right now? Like, what do I need to learn? What is the lesson here, right? And so I reached out to my girl Tatiana, and she pulls cards, like oracle cards as well. So what I got was that I needed to reach out to her. And so I reached out to her, and I was like, hey, do you have cards on you? And she was like, yeah. I was like, when you get a chance, can you pull 2 cards for me? Because that was what I was hearing, 2 cards, right? So I want to read to you one of the cards that she pulled. So the card was Angel of the Universe. You are being encouraged to expand your thinking. So it says, by choosing this card, you are being guided by your angels to look at your life and work from a broader, more universal perspective. The angels congratulate you for all you have done to date to serve and help humanity and those around you. Yet it is time to move on to the next level. Trust your angels in the universe, for they will guide you. There's no need for anxiety or fear. You are simply being encouraged to think a little bigger. Start to imagine yourself and your work reaching and touching larger numbers of people without losing any of the integrity of what you do. Imagine all this happening with ease and only in ways that will make you feel comfortable. It takes no more effort to think big than to think small. There's no need to do anything radical at this time. Remember, to a larger degree, we create our reality by what we think about, dream about, and imagine. Simply think a little bigger, and as the angel of the universe to guide you. And I was just like, wow. Now, this is literally what I teach. This is literally when I'm doing a reading or a session or something. Like, these are the things. So I know these things, right? And I can help everyone else. But in the middle of it, it was hard for me to see it and me to bring it back. So I had to reach out to someone to say, you know what, pull 2 cards for me. Like, give me this message. Because right now, all this noise that's in my head, like, I'm feeling like I'm drowning. So when she sent me that, I was like, yo, that's what I needed. Because I needed that reminder that even though you feel like you're drowning and you are feeling like things is just whatever negative that's going around, or bad happening to you or whatever, in the midst of that, if you have this calling and you feel strong about something and you just can't explain it, trust it. Trust it, trust it, trust it. Hold on to that feeling, hold on to that faith, and just know that everything is going to be okay, because that's why you feel it. And that's why it's hard to explain. It's the unexplainable, you know, the unknown. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know how it's all going to happen, but it's going to happen, you know, and I needed that little reminder. But it was interesting because earlier that day, before I reached out to her, I was having a conversation with someone and they were talking about their business. And I was like, oh, what's your end goal? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. And I was like, okay, well, let me explain. And I was like, well, I'm going to tell you, like, for me, my end goal is not to continue, not to do just one-on-one sessions. I was like, I have a bigger plan, like I'm opening my store, as well as my biggest thing is starting in 2020, I'm going to be hosting spiritual retreats, and I'm going to be doing them. At this present moment, I'm looking at between 8 and 10 people because I love the intimacy. I don't want anything huge. I may just have multiple, I guess, but definitely from 8 to 10 people so I can keep it intimate. I was like, so my end goal is not to continue doing the one-on-one, which is great. So to get this reminder in there where it says, the angels congratulate you for all you have done to date to serve and help humanity and those around you. Yet it's time to move on to the next level. And I was already feeling that. I was like, it's time to go to the next level. And this move is a huge part in it. Right? And then when it was saying, like, start to imagine yourself and your work reaching and touching larger numbers of people without losing any of the integrity of what you do, right? Because that's my whole theme too, is being authentic, right? Is connecting people to their true selves, but first starting with mine, connecting to me. Like, I have to be the example, right? So shortly after that, one of my friends, which is so funny because I hadn't talked to her since I've been back from the trip, but then she tagged me in something in Facebook. And so this was me seeing it now, because I haven't even talked to her, right? So I'm going to read this to you too. And she says, while driving yesterday, I was listening to an episode with Wes Moore on Oprah's Super Soul Conversations. When it ended, another automatically started to play, and the intro sounded so familiar. It ironically happened to be my girl, and then she tagged me. Latest episode on trusting your intuition and seeing with your soul on her podcast, #certified. So proud of her doing this. And if you haven't checked out her podcast, you are really missing out. And I was like, yo, wow. Like, to me, I felt like that was so dope, but that was also God sprinkling that into me. Like, yo, you are on the right path. You are doing it. Things are going to be okay. And again, I haven't talked to her since I've been back from the trip. So I didn't even know this happened. I found that out from Facebook when everybody else found it out. But it was and I'm pretty sure she didn't consciously know what she was on, but God used her in that moment to go and post that on Facebook because I needed that reminder, and the fact that for one, I didn't even know my podcast was just automatically coming up behind anything, but let alone something that has to do with Oprah. And you guys, I got a chalkboard on my wall, right? That with a chalk paint, and I write what I want my, minimum of my income a month. And, my daughter wrote up there, inhale, exhale, just breathe. But one of the things I just have Oprah. I have Oprah on my board because I was like, you know what? Oprah's going to give me a spot on her show, like on her network, So I'm always like looking to manifest and stuff. So for that to even come up and in that moment and go right with the message that Tatiana, had pulled for me about reaching out to the numbers and stuff, like, I was like, yo, that just shifted my whole night and just made me so, excited. And it reminded me, like, yo, don't worry about you feeling like you drowning. That's nonsense. Get rid of that ego. You're on the right path and you're doing it. So the second card she pulled for me was Angel of Space Clearing. And I'll just read a part of it. It said the Angel of Space Clearing, Hashanah, brings your reading today to help you clear the negative thought patterns and feelings you have serviced recently as a result of your dwelling on the past mistakes and regrets. These unconstructive thoughts and feelings are the primary source of stress in your life at present. Not only are they causing you to feel confused, but they are also preventing positive energies from answering your life. Then it goes into closing your eyes and feeling the presence and just kind of walking you through. Again, guys, I know this. I teach this, but I am not perfect. I go through the same thing that you guys go through. I have the same fears at times and, this fake anxiety and all this worrying and stuff, but I needed, that reminder, too, that I'm good. I'm okay. Stop worrying. Stop stressing. Everything is going to be okay. You're on the right path, level up, dream big, go big or go home. These are the things that when I'm sitting with my clients, I'm going through this with them because they're going through that. And like, here I am coming off of a dope 7-day cruise and then get smacked in the face with life. And when I say life, but the fears and all the stuff, the earthly things, the things that are due by this day, and if you don't have it by this time, there's a consequences, all that stuff, right? And then, I get off of this cruise and I'm feeling great and energy is good, but life still jumps in. But the thing is that I allowed life to jump in. I gave my power away to all these little situations and I was literally feeling like I was drowning. And then at the same time, still being able to, because I had a couple of, since I got back, sessions with people and still being able to give them everything they need while I'm, then I'll go back to feeling like I can't breathe, So I just wanted to be honest with you guys and say that I've been there too, still have my moments, and stuff now, but just know that we're all going to be okay. And if you are feeling like you are drowning and you don't know what to do, just know that it's temporarily. This is a temporary thing, but I definitely encourage you to reach out to someone, like someone you trust or someone in a professional field or whatever the case is, so that way they can be on the outside and be able to help you see the things that are around you but sometimes we're in the middle of the storm, we don't see it. We definitely don't see it. So, reach out to them and just, get some guidance or, maybe read some books, anything that's really coming to mind that's just going to help you to understand and know that everything is going to be okay. And, when I'm sitting with my clients and they're going through these things and I'm giving them all this, it's like, wow, I get so much good feedback from people where they're like, oh, like you made me feel so much better. Like you helped me to see, a different perspective and see things a different way. And all of that great stuff. And it's great that I'm able to help them. But y'all, I be talking to myself too. So, that's one of my ways that I heal, by helping others to heal is because I'm listening to that, So again, I just wanted to let you guys know that you're not alone. I go through it too. And especially if people that are listening that has had sessions with me, whether it's through a reading or whether it's through hypnosis and stuff, like just know I go through the same things that you guys go through, and I have to reach out to people as well to get that reminder, and just know that God, your spirit guides, the universe, whatever you're calling it, knows exactly what you need and exactly when to give it to you. Just be open to receive. Just be open to receive. So while, my friend Wendy didn't know anything that I was going through, but she's someone that's close to me, and God used her to deliver that message to me to give me that friendly reminder. So just know that the messages and the signs are all there. Just be open to receive. Just be absolutely, absolutely open to receive. So that's enough with that, you guys. But I just wanted to share a little bit about my 7-day cruise, and then also how even for myself coming off of a cruise and that excitement and that energy that life got into. Life smacked me in the face, and I didn't duck. I just took it and didn't fight back. But I got my reminders, I got my inspiration, and now I know, not even that I know because I always knew it, I just was starting to forget it, right? And allowing the other things to take over, that everything is going to be okay. I'm walking in my purpose, and that is to, to serve as many people as possible. And this big move that's in front of me is a huge, huge, huge a huge part in me continuing into walking in my purpose, So that is enough for you guys right now. And I just wanted to, again, touch on all those little things. And until next time, if you want to continue a conversation with me, you can reach me at #certified.com. I am in the middle of redoing my website, but you are able to shop on there as well as book a session with me on there. Oh, and I did just add my gratitude journal that I created, the PDF file. So if you're not on my mailing list, just go over to #certified.com and just pop in your information, and you will be able to stay up to date with me. Promise I won't spam you and just OD with the emails, but in return you'll also get the PDF version of my gratitude journal, so you could just print it out and throw it in a binder. And then the other thing I just updated on there was a hypnosis audio that I have on there as well. So definitely check that out. But until next time, have a great one on purpose. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to #certified. If anything resonated with you, I would love to continue the conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at @itistisha. And if you want to be a part of the #certified tribe, you can join my Facebook group by going to the search tab and putting in #certified. My website is conversationswithtisha.com. As always, have a great one on purpose. Love you.